your medical treatments and aesthetic treatments you currently exist. And of course, mesoaesthetic, who we're going to talk about today. And they are science-based, science-minded. They produce everything in the name of science, safety, and efficacy. So also we do have our FIDIA, high tissue PRP. And this is one of the most revolutionary styles of PRP out there. And it is the winner of the AMWC Aesthetic Awards for 2023. And it's Regenerative Medicine Award. And we're so proud to say that Apto's thread lifting methods are one step closer to coming to Canada. This 5-time award-winning suspension thread system is absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to share that with you soon. And of course, New Viewer wants to be your one-stop shop. So please check out our medical supplies on the website. We have over 50,000 different SKUs for your medical needs. I am Pina Lee. I am a clinical educator here with New Viewer, and I am so excited to share with you the final installment of the post journey, the next steps. So you've done your Cosmelan journey. You've gotten through the process. What happens next? So let's take a look at those indications again. For those of you who didn't catch our first 3, we are dealing with melanin-based pigmentation. And we are talking about that solar damage, that PIH or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, your freckles, and melasma. So these are the conditions that we're going to treat. Of course, we always have to take into consideration our hyperpigmentation influencers, whether they're internal, like our genetics and our hormone changes, or are they an extrinsic trigger, like exposure to sun and our products and how we do our lifestyle. So these are the things we always have to take into consideration when we talk about that melanin process. So those triggers come into effect. The natural melanogenesis process gets underway every few weeks, and those free radicals that oxidizes stress. All these things occur in that melanocyte, causing it to create more melanin activity and deposit more on that surface. So now we have to look at those experts at mesoaesthetic to help us out. They are the world leaders in depigmentating because of their focus on safety and efficacy. So we've got our 2 big hitters, our Cosmelan. Cosmelan is your non-aggressive professional aesthetic treatment. It is for treating all those melanin-based pigmentation issues and for your superficial melasma. Your Dermamelan, it is a medical solution with a powerful anti-aging treatment in one. So we are going to deal with those dermal cases of PHI and melasma, that when, melanogenesis goes wrong and pigmentation goes down instead of up. This treatment is much more powerful, and why it is a medical solution. So why Cosmelan? Cosmelan is one of the most unique combinations of active ingredients that are proven not just to act on that surface, but to get into that melanocyte in that formation process. It's a dual corrective and regulating action. Over 1 million people treated successfully around the world, with thousands of skin professionals trusting in its efficacy. So it is not a traditional peel. A traditional peel uses a variety, a combination, or one type of acid, usually an AHA or a BHA, or maybe combined. And it just renews the skin, hoping to lighten, brighten, and diffuse that pigmentation from the surface. Great for certain things, but when you're dealing with something like pigmentation that is continuous, it's a journey that happens every time the skin produces. We need to get deeper into that issue, and we need to, yes, stimulate that surface, renew that epidermis, and peel away that stained, dull skin. But we also want to make sure that within those melanosomes and in that particular base, in that melanocyte, where that pigmentation is occurring, every step is taken into consideration. We're going to stop that uptake of copper so they can't produce as much melanin. Those melanosomes slow down the trisinase activity, and then they don't deliver so much of that melanin to the surface. So it's working on both sides, top and bottom. And why can it do this? Because of the gorgeous ingredients. Now, please keep these ingredients in your mind, because these ingredients help with renewal, help with suppression, help with protection and strengthening and anti-aging. So everything you need from your journey, from clinic all the way to your step down program, Cosmelan and Cosmelan 2 have you covered. When you're dealing with that deep dermal pigmentation, we've got that Dermamelan. Dermamelan not only does that corrective and regulatory system like Cosmelan, but it's a medical treatment. So it goes in further. And now it's going to protect that dermal epidermal junction and inhibit all those different pathways, whether inflammatory, vascular, or hormonal, that influence that melanogenesis process. And as I said earlier, it's got a gorgeous anti-aging aspect to it. So it's going to reduce those wrinkles by 32%. It's going to reduce that pigmentation by 57%. And this is with that one system. So again, as I explained, corrective, regulatory, and working within and between cells to stop those signalers before we even get to that melanocyte. These are the reasons why Mesoaesthetic has positioned themselves as the leaders in depigmentation. They've taken these gorgeous active ingredients with that diazomin, that ferulic, that retinol, created that syn pigment target that I'll show you, and that melaphenone, as well as all the other gorgeous acids and ingredients that are going to do what Dermamelan is supposed to, get that deep dermal pigmentation. So you can see it is so unique because no one else in the world has melaphenone. And just on its own, melaphenone can work on that trisinase activity by 56%. Your Sigma pigment target is a gorgeous combination. So yes, you can go out and get retinol and ferulic and diazomin and use these powerful antioxidants, renewals, and try and formulate what Meso does. But why? They have figured out how to take those three amazing ingredients, work them together so they're 2.5 times better. So they've taken the science out of it for you. They have done all the work. And now you just do your 1 4-hour application of that mask with that ion mask. and the 4-hour home protocol. It will do your corrective, it will do your regulatory, and it will suppress long term. So those are your products, those are your indications. And just to recap, we want that ideal client, that candidate with that photo-based pigmentation, whether or melanin-based, whether it's photo, whether it's photo being the sun, melanin, hormonal, or post-inflammatory. We're looking for any skin type 1 to 6, that's dry or normal, combination, oily. And they are going to familiarize their skin. They're going to know how it's going to feel to regenerate, and they're going to get that skin ready. So now everyone's journey on Cosmelan is different. You're going to do that prep and check out part 2. You're going to go through that melanogenesis process. You're really going to exfoliate. Now, some are going to do it more micro exfoliation. Some are going to do excessive exfoliation. But whether it's a little or a lot, you're going to go through that melanogenesis process, lightening, darkening. Make sure you get through all those phases. And then when you get down to the end, when you finish your Cosmelan program, you got to get into that stabilization period, what we're going to talk about today. And everyone's journey is as different as their skin. But if done properly, if chosen for the right indications, your chances of reducing that pigmentation are spectacular. And so are the results. For Dermamelan, it is a shorter, much more intense journey. There is going to be a higher risk of those skin irritations, that swelling, that inflammation and redness, that itching and burning and irritation. But you got to just progress through it. Make sure you communicate with your client on either journey. Make sure you manage those skin actions. Check out part 3, dealing with those pigmentation issues that occur during the journey when they get darker and lighter, those manifestations of those skin reactions and sensitivities, but with the proper product support and use of the product, they will get through that journey. And then they're going to get into, again, that stabilization and maintenance portion. So Dermamelan, a more intense, deeper pigmentation treatment, and it does give you the results that you're looking for. Of course, every journey is different. So this is what it looks like. You get through that initial acclimatization to all those actives every day, and then the skin adapts. So what now? For some, you have to extend that depigmentation journey. If it's someone who has resistant or stubborn melasma, for someone who knows that I need more, it's okay to extend that program. In fact, in many different countries and professionals that use Cosmelan and Dermamelan around the world, they will implement up to a 12-month pigmentation protocol rather than that standard 6. So it is safe to use in a longer journey. So please understand that. And when we're talking about pigmentation, we have to understand that melasma is a chronic skin issue. Like thyroid disorders or even diabetes, melasma needs to be managed rather than cured. So it's because it tends to be so persistent, and it will extend over years. A complex disorder with several contributing factors. And again, melasma is going to be different for each person and their condition. Their experience is going to be very unique. And the effectiveness of treatments is going to be varied between these people, because as it gets deeper into that dermis, the pigmentation could be much more challenging. So you have to get on that page of management over cure, topically control and minimize that pigmentation, set those realistic expectations and goals, and be patient and persistent, because you can push it down. Dermamelan and Cosmelan show you how well it can strip it from the top, brighten the skin, and now with proper use and follow-up, you can keep it at bay. So again, I want you to bring back those multiple triggers, because this is going to be a crucial thing that you need to implement with that stabilization period. Those triggers can exacerbate the melasma. So when there's changes in hormone, we think, oh, well, I've gone through my pregnancy, but now you're taking some supplement or medication, or even your common over-the-counter pills that you can trigger those hormonal fluctuation again. UV, and even your genetic predisposition. So all these triggers can be reoccurrent or difficult, if not unavoidable. So you have to understand that those triggers are still there and you're going to have to deal. And why we're going to have to deal, because those melanocyte sensitivity is like, wow. They get a memory and they continue to heighten that sensitivity to those certain triggers. And that's why we've got that bounce back, that tendency for that melasma to continue, even after successful treatments. So you have to maintain and make adjustments to your lifestyle. I always say to anyone who talks to me about food, eat a rainbow of colors daily, get all your nutrients and vitamins and minerals. Stress management is key. And recognizing and minimizing those hormonal triggers. So there might be other approaches you can take with your doctor for hormones, or different choices you make when you're choosing activities. And of course, you need to be mindful of that journey. Yes, you're brighter, lighter, and clearer. Like those cells are new and they're just coming out, and you need to protect them. So this is why it's important to understand those triggers and what we have to manage, and understand now that stabilization period. So what do we mean by stabilization period? Well, in those next 6 months post-treatment, this is a very risky period for your new skin cells. You need to be mindful that these skins now need lots of TLC, tender, loving care. Be mindful and more sensitive to the changes to UV, is what's going on in that skin. So even one day of sun without adequate and a lot of that protection to the skin, and you're going to trigger and bring it all right back. And I've shared stories with many professionals here in Canada and around the world, where we shake our head at the choices that some of our clients make post successful treatment, and how they just sabotage everything they've just done. So protect, suppress, and support is the key to maintaining your long-term results. And how are we going to do that? Well, whether it's Cosmelan or Dermamelan that was your pigmentation journey, you have to understand that that skin is going to be most likely more sensitive to that damage, because it is all brand new and it is just been reformed for you in those 4 or 6 months. So even the most minimal sun exposure can trigger the reoccurrence of hyperpigmentation. And not just sun. There was one doctor that let me know about a client who reactivated it with a product that had alcohol, something she picked up in a retail store. So you really have to keep on that Milan sunscreen 50 plus. It is a superior product made to be used daily and to reapply to protect you. Wear your protective clothing and accessories and shield your skin. Choose mindful activities when you're stabilizing. It's just like recovering from an injury. You have to give the body time to catch up. So allow your skin time to catch up too. And of course, use those appropriate products to support your skin. Now, I can't go on about the Melan Fit Plus. It is one of the highest SPFs out there. It gives you a UV SPF of 131 and SPF for UVA of 67. But here is where it excites me. It's got that IR, your infrared protection. So now when that sun hits you, you don't feel warm. And if you're starting to feel that warmth, get some more on. And of course, it's a 2-in-1. It protects you from the damage. However, it also stops that pigmentation from occurring. So for anyone who is dealing with pigmentation, this is your sunscreen. And if you think it's orangey, give it a shake. It's got that gorgeous universal tint to it, but you got to shake it up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, shake it up so it can do its job. And when we're talking melanin suppression, we're talking about using all sorts of topical, gorgeous ingredients that Mezzo has for you that help with the base at that, inhibiting that trisinase. We want to stop those melanosomes from doing their job. And of course, antioxidants and anti-inflammatories to help the body work together. So what is the best way to continue post Cosmelan Dermamelan? Mesoaesthetic has created the Melan Trans 3 concentrate as well as the gel cream. And they're both very different, but extremely versatile. These are going to enhance and maintain professional depigmentation treatments, not just Cosmelan and Dermamelan, but also when you go into the next step with your lasers or your microneedling. These are a beautiful products to work to avoid that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation like a shield. It's got 1.8% of tranexamic acid. It's got our tri-control complex, which is a beautiful complex that works on the trisinase. And then we've got our examic complex as well with our niacinamide. So we are dealing with that melanin at all the different levels. You can use it with your Melan concentrate, your Melan Trend 3 gel cream. Gorgeous to work together morning and evening. Also, that in with evening products. This can be used as a day cream, so you can ease it into their daily routines. But if they're maintaining and stabilizing, two together is ideal. This is a very fast absorbing gel cream. It has 3% tranexamic acid, and it also has our hyaluronic acid complex with our niacinamide and our tri-complex. So gorgeous products, absolutely love them. But you know what? You can continue on with the Cosmelan too as well. So for some of our clients, we know and they know that these ingredients, everything their skin needs, they don't have to do it intensely. They can use it on as a night cream every couple of days a week. It's got all the gorgeous actives in it. that are going to rejuvenate and just smooth out that skin as well as control your pigmentation. For that client with that stubborn, resistant pigmentation, this one for any skin type, they can use as little treatments along the way. They can use it once a week. It is a much stronger cream on a regular basis, so it's more of on-off maintenance cream. But again, no issues with using it long term. You also need to support vitamins, antioxidants. They're going to help protect and repair that oxidation damage from those free radicals. So yeah, we have to inhibit, but we also have to manage those free radicals, because every time something happens in our body from breathing or growing, free radicals are produced. So we want to protect against that UV damage. We want to make sure we keep a beautiful anti-inflammatory effect going on to stop those pathways. And of course, renew and repair the skin. That skin has endured a long process. It has shed, it has come out clear, and it might need a little more support. Excuse me, like hydration and nutrition. You want to ensure you've got that healthy barrier. You want to make sure that hydration stays in the skin. And of course, I can't talk about hydration without speaking about my HA Densamatrix, my favorite little blue bottle. So this is going to give you a combination of several forms of your AHA. It's healing, it's hydrating, it locks in. It is beautiful throughout that journey and forevermore. For more nourishment, for a gorgeous cream for hydration, rich and nourishing. It's got 24-hour hydrating effect, beautiful complexes, that deep moisturization in the skin and locking in that hydration. And of course, my new favorites are 8 Elements. Now, the brightening range has 4 products that help you focus on that pigmentation, that dullness, keeping that beautiful, even skin tone. It's got that mesoepigenetic system. So with that, we're switching on those functions in that DNA messaging to make the skin anti-age. We've got that beautiful AOX V4 system that has beautiful protection against those triggers. So for your antioxidants, our brightening cream, which hydrates as well. So a great up from, say, the Hydrovital Factor K, you can get into the more anti-aging, because let's face it, pigmentation and aging go hand in hand, unfortunately. So it is a fast gel cream. We've got our concentrate for that daily use in combination, say with your Melan gel cream or even your Age Element brightening cream. And of course, our brightening complex plus. This is an intensive brightening and anti-pigmentation treatment. You can use it before your journey and of course to maintain those results. It has that 15% of isolated vitamin C, your hyaluronic acid, and trisaccharides. So you put it together, you shake it up, let it sit, and you're going to use up each bottle in a week's time. So a gorgeous treatment. And of course, we've even got our skin retin. Excuse me. The masters at aesthetic design, our skin retin 0.3, but they took that 0.3%, not 3, sorry, 0.3% retinol with your 0.7% bakuchiol, and they created a gorgeous non-irritating retin now for your evening use. Now, for home, that 80%, you do the job, we've got you covered with those products and many more from Mesoaesthetic. But when you're talking treatment options, post Cosmelan, Dermamelan, Mesoaesthetic has also got you there. We can use our beautiful Mesoprof solutions, our Mesoeclat, which again focuses on photo aging. So that damage from the sun, as well as chrono aging. So any issues in hyperpigmentation, again, part of that aging. And of course, because everybody still needs a good facial, our age element. So with our Mesoprof solutions, you're going to be looking to enhance that penetration of those inhibitors, those cocktails or individual ingredients that we need to get that skin where it has to be. So we've got our cocktails, our C-Prof, that is by skin condition. So you say depigmentation or photo aging. And then we've got our X-Prof, which are individual ingredients. So you can play scientist. You can mix and match and create your own customized cocktails. So when it comes to that post-Cosmelan journey, turn to our C-Prof 210 depigmentation solution. It's got your tranexamic acid, it's got your vitamin C, your glucosamine, and your iodine, which were, and of course, there's secret one ingredient they don't tell you about. This cocktail is great for all skin types, all types of colors. Definitely work this into a. It is a beautiful solution. And as I said, full aging also is a great solution. Our C-Prof 211 with our iodine, your vitamin E. And here we introduce those beautiful antioxidants like taurine and our hyaluronic acid. So giving them that hydration and also dealing with pigmentation and strengthening and renewal. In our X-Prof, we've got the gorgeous X-Prof 151 glutathione and glutathione. And the glutathione is got four main functions. It's great for pigmentation. It is got beautiful antioxidizing effect. It detoxes that skin as well. And it's going to have an immune system. So it is going to bind to that tyrosinase during that process of creating melanin and inhibit that melanin from being made. So you can use this with saline, or you can actually mix it with 020, your X-Prof 1% and C ampules. It is a gorgeous way you put these two together, and you've got a great treatment. And you can do it every few weeks with your microneedling. Age element. Age element is a gorgeous treasure because it is so customizable. You can get that client to answer the questions. Of course, if pigmentation and dark issues and uneven skin tone is high on their list, that is going to be customized for their needs. So it's going to focus on that brightening. And with that mesoepigenic system, that with the shikemic, the mesolinic, and the isoquercetin, that system is groundbreaking. 7 years in the making, designed to not just plump and give you instant results for the day as it does, but to actually reverse the drooping, the discoloration, preventing that breakdown by signaling those DNA messages to work like youth. And you can't talk photo aging without Mesoeclat method. It has an immediate rejuvenating treatment. So for all levels of aging, and that includes pigmentation. So this is a great way to maintain in the summer It is beautiful because the more they use it, the deeper those ingredients get into the skin. It's going to promote those natural defenses that we talked about to support that suppression, and it's going to brighten and revitalize the skin. So, to conclude our journey, don't drop the ball at that end point of your journey, because you want to down regulate, you want to stabilize that skin, and you want to make sure that you treat it with love, with support, and be mindful. You want to manage and prevent further issues down that line. So when you're facing this long-term, lifelong commitment of clear skin, Mesoaesthetic and Nubia have you covered.
Last time your hack worked.
Now, I do want to thank you all for joining us today at our webinar. For those that will be putting in an order and getting all these delicious products we spoke about today, please go ahead, use that survey to get 20 or 5% off your order. And for yourself, you can access clinic pricing. So whether you own a clinic or work at a clinic, you will register your own personal account with NuViewer. Let me know if you don't get it approved, and I'll get it approved for you. And then for yourself, try our products at 20% off the clinic pricing as a thank you, and for you to see and feel how fabulous Mesoaesthetic is, and our other products here at NuViewer. So again, thank you for joining us for our weekly webinar. I'm Pina Lee, and you can reach me at my number. You can also reach me by phone. So drop me a line, go on our website, put in for an education request, and we can discuss what your facility needs. And I do want to make note that next Monday is a Thanksgiving here in Canada. So we will not be coming to you with our weekly webinar. I'm sorry. This is time for you to catch up on some ones that you have not seen or missed out in the past. Check them out on our webinar. And the following week, I will be in Montreal at the Montreal ESI. So if you will be attending that show for October 15th and 16th, I will be there. Come and see us at our booth. So that week we won't have a presentation either, but we will return on October the 23rd for our next webinar, which will be about mesoeclat. So join us then, and have a great Monday, everyone. Bye-bye.